All right, let's check our stuff here. And let's see if this is coming up. It is, finally. There we go. Let's see if this is coming. Oh, we have audio and video, my friends. We are doing extremely well today. So, my friends, yes, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody is safe and well. So, my friends, a bit of an impromptu stream today. Basically, in my last stream, I think it was on Saturday, I think so. I kind of showed off the RBR Vector 380 from AW Modding. So I'm going to take you to the website again, just to AW Modding, FS22. So there's AW Modding here. So you can see here, my friends, we have the oh, he has a Facebook. Okay, I will save this because I will need to contact Mr. AW Modding at some point about this. So yeah, he's got the RBR Vector, okay, from AW Modding. Okay, you might see a comment here at the bottom of the screen, my friends, where someone posted, do you plan to add player character model to the third person view at any future point? Other than that, fantastic mod and looks amazing, which it is. It's a from a 3D model standpoint, it's a superbly made and done model. However, over the last number of days, I've been going over the mod with a quote-unquote fine-tooth comb. I've discovered a number of issues with the mod that were not that I wasn't aware of when I would say first initially showed off the mod. So basically, I've been doing my own private update to this particular mod, right? I've been making changes to it, using Giants Editor, using the XML, that type of thing. So basically, so let me tell you what my intention is. What I want to do here with the RBR vector, right? Now, I am allowed to modify, edit, add, change any farming simulator related mod, right? And I can show it off, right? What I'm not allowed to do is I'm not allowed to claim ownership of the mod, and I'm not allowed to distribute any file that I may eventually create, right? So for right now, this mod is just staying for, with myself, right? Eventually, once I finish kind of, we'll say, my updated version of the mod, I'm going to be contacting AW Modding, and I'm going to give him information about what I had added, changed, etc. And I'll give him my zip file for free, right? So, if people are wondering, well, why are you doing any of this? Well, it's a fantastic mod. It's a brand new brand. I only became aware of RBR Vector in the last number of weeks. So before the mod came out, I was aware of the brand, and I loved the look of their equipment. And I was kind of even saying on the the My Games Team Discord that I would love to see this mod, this brand in Farming Simulator 25. So what I'm trying to do on my end is basically just take his original mod and expand upon it and improve upon it and add some things that were missing from his mod, right? So if I open Giants Editor here, Gremlin, how are you, sir? How are things? Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. So let me kind of take you through some of the stuff. No, I won't cover everything because I won't remember. So basically, I've been going through the mod in Giants Editor, and I've been renaming things, moving things around, adding things to the i3D, that type of thing. So, for example, I've made some initial progress in terms of interactive control, right? So I've got some of the preliminary nodes and work and stuff for interactive control to be added to the mod, right? So there are a number of things that can be done to the mod in terms of interactive control, right? So we have the key here, okay? See the ignition key? So basically this, now I've replaced his original key with a different key, right? So this isn't, this is my own key that I've inserted here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to add a key rotation, and there's going to be a sound associated with the key rotation, and you'll be able to activate the start and stop engines, via IC, interactive control. Interior wise, you could probably add a number of other things. So for example, you could turn on, let's say up here, you could turn on air conditioning, right? You could add an IC icon up here for air conditioning, right? You could add stuff up here in terms of, so if I kind of move up here a little bit, if I can, I always have a thing. Hold on a second. Let me get up higher here. Nope, Richard. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Right, so we have a number of buttons up here, right? So you have a road beacon, you have field lights, you have auxiliary work lights, stuff like that. So what you could do here, right, you could add IC nodes up here, right? So you could add you could click on the IC cross, turn on your beacon lights, turn on your work lights, turn on your side work lights, that type of thing, right? So there is scope to add interactive control to the vehicle, right? Another thing I've been doing is I've been working on the monitor screens here, right? So these monitors here now are separated, right? And what that means is that these are now shop options, right? So you have screen 2, right? Okay, and you have screen 1. Okay, now these are shop options. You can turn them on and off individually with a in the shop, that type of thing, right? But each one then is linked. So we'd say the top monitor up here, right? Screen 2. This is for Raven, right? So the Raven raw crop sensor, right? So you have the monitor, and then you have the sensor on the side. Okay. Now, if I turn on the sensor, so he's made it invisible in the i3D, but I'm going to just turn it on here so you can see it. Right. So this is your sensor here, the Raven sensor. This is based on the real world, right? So this is like a field scanner type thing, okay? Right. So what I've done is I've linked this scanner to the top monitor. So when you select the Raven row crop scanner, the visibility of the top monitor and the sensor will become active and inactive. So same with I've put a new GPS sensor on the top here, right? This is from this is actually from the Katana 850. So one of our mods. So I've taken one of the assets. This was designed by my games team. So I took this sensor, and then we have a shop option here for the top monitor, or the bottom monitor, I should say. I've also changed all of the screens, right? So we have the Raven, we have the RBR, and we have a different monitor then for this one here, which is the Vector. So I've redone all these monitors, right? I fixed all the material colors. So if you look here, so the original AW modding, all these pieces here were all grey parts. They're now metallic. You can see all these parts now are all metallic as well, look. Right, all the various pieces here. So anything that was previously grey is now metallic. So see these pieces here, all metallic. All the stuff in here, metallic, metallic, metallic. Okay, so I've colored, basically went through the entire mod and changed everything from grey to metallic that needs to be. So like these pieces here, you have the pieces down here, so that type of thing, right? So that's all been fixed. What else have I done? Oh yeah, so one of the other things that eventually, once I figure out the kind of the rotations and stuff, so basically I've made the hood its own fully separated i3D element, right? So everything is attached to the hood here, look. So all these pieces here are all connected to the hood, right? Now, what does that mean? Basically, what this means is that eventually we should be able to open and close the hood via interactive control, right? So you'll be able to open the hood. So it should kind of like, now the rotation isn't correct, but it should like open like this. You know what I mean? So what you'll have is you'll have the rotation point down here at the bottom, right? And then it will tip on that axis, rotate on that axis, but it hasn't been set up. But you get the idea, right? So you'll be able to open the hood via interactive control, and then you'll be able to see the engine inside. All right. Now I've recolored the engine as well. So these were all grey previously. Now they're all metallic. All right. I fixed the hoses as best I could. So the hoses now line up. In the AW modding file, the hoses and the connection points, they weren't lining up properly. So I've done my best to try and fix that. So down here, you have the alternators or whatever you call these things, the dynos. He has a couple of belts. All right, so he's one here and one here. Eventually, what I would like to do is I want to get these belts separated in Blender, right, and animate them so they'll actually spin. And then in this section here, right, you can see there's quite a bit of an area here. I want to put a large fan, right? Because obviously in the real world there is a fan inside to cool the the radiator and that type of thing, and the engine, to pull fresh air in. So yeah, we're going to add a fan, a large fan in this area here, and that'll be animated as well. So basically there will be some animations and kind of functions built into the mod and that type of thing. One of the things as well, now unfortunately this door here is not separated in Blender. It's part of the cabin, but I do believe it is possible to separate this door in Blender. Now that would be a job for my games team. I'm not a Blender person, but once my games team has some available time, I would approach him and ask him would he be able to do that for me. And once the door is separated, that means that you can open and close the door via interactive control. So that could be another feature kind of building into the mod as well, Started some preliminary work in here, started adding some of the yellow warning decals. There's still a lot more to do. So for example, in the real world, you've got these 2 yellow warning decals, and below it then there's an emergency break glass window hammer, so I have to add that in there as well. I fixed up the kind of the position of the beacon light. I've also done my games team helped me with this. So we've redone the lights here, look. So in AW Modding's mod, you could not see the inside. The glass was basically it wasn't transparent, right? So my games team has given me some advice, and basically we fixed the lights here, look. So you can actually see inside now as well. Redid all the lights on the front here as well. Okay, so you can see the 4 lights here. These have been redone as well. Okay, so they actually look like lights now, if that makes sense. Added some new reflectors on the side. Okay, so these are kind of more representative of the real world piece of equipment, right? I redid all of the light nodes. So all the lights have been brand new done. I can turn the lights on actually and show you. Turn on the lights. So here's your light nodes. Okay, so all the light nodes now have been done the way I think they should be done, if that makes sense, right? So you have your low beams and your high beams. You have your lights up here. So these were all redone as well. Look at the glass, look. So they actually look like transparent glass that you can actually see. Um, Another thing we did as well is, say, these lights here. So we had to rebuild these lights because they just, his original lights, they just didn't look right, basically. So yeah, all of the light nodes have been redone. We've redone the glass on the back here. So we put a so the glass here on the back here wasn't transparent, and we've made the glass transparent now, and we've also added a piece in behind the glass, right? So that means they look more kind of accurate to the real world vehicle and that type of thing. So a lot of work done on the lights and the light nodes. Redid all the light nodes from scratch. I added a warning triangle to the back here. Okay, all right. So we've added that. And that's a shop option, by the way. So this is a shop option here, the triangle. I added a shop option for the extinguisher here. You can, yes or no, purchase it in the shop. What else is there? I started doing all the various i3D mapping. So if we go to the bottom here. So yeah, basically, the original mod had no i3D mapping except for one entry. So I started to do all of the i3D mapping. And they all have their own individual sections like passenger seat, hood animation, interactive controls, screens, lights, so on. So eventually, all the entries in the i3D will eventually be, filled out and that type of thing. Okay. So yeah, so we're going through the mod slowly. Do you want to see the current state of the roller, or the steam powered roller? Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'll see what it's like. How far along in the modding process are you, Gremlin? I mean, as I say, if you want me to kind of test it, bug test it, and make sure that it's the scripting and everything in the XML are up to Giants. I run everything. All my stuff is Giants test runner compliant. That type of thing. So to make sure that the logs are clean and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd have no issue looking at it. Now the mod AW Modding's mod has a number of issues and stuff missing. There are no character nodes in this particular mod. Now, what does that mean? It basically means when you go into third-person mode, there is no character sitting in the seat. If you go in game, your seat is empty. All that stuff needs to be added, right, in the mod. There are no collisions on the bed here, right? No collisions at all. So all the collisions will have to be redone, rebuilt from scratch on the entire thing. Because they're either not present or not set correctly, right? So all that stuff has to be done as well. So as I've been going through the mod, I've just been finding certain little things, little issues that it was missing. So I've been kind of, I don't know if rebuilding this world, but I've been adding a lot of missing information in terms of the XML. And bringing it up to kind of a giant standard and stuff like that. So a lot of the XML here at work has been redone, and I've been preparing the file for future stuff. For example, passenger seats, right? So we're going to have a passenger seat. We are going to have new animations. So here's your animation sections. You can see here I've already added sounds for the enter animation, and I've already added a sound scheme for the wheelbase animations. So the animation section will eventually get filled up. Interactive control, as you can see here. Okay, so I've got the entries ready for that, and we'll start adding things as we move along. Going to have to do the work on the sprayer section here and rebuild the sprayers because they're not functioning correctly at the moment. Wipers. So the mod does have a front wiper here, as you can see. Look, so it has a wiper here, but it's not animated, right? So it doesn't move. So I've got some sections in here in the XML, and we will eventually start adding the wiper animations, right? Um, we'll do more work here in terms of the dashboard and stuff like that. So I've been adding new design configurations here as well. I'm going to be putting in the camera system. It's going to be GPS ready, so that section is in here, and basically just making sure that all of the the joints required entries in the XML are present. So a lot of this has been reworked from the original AW modding mod, right? And here's the mod description here. So I've been redoing all this, adding all the information, all the shop options, all the various mods that, like dashboard, live, camera system, vehicle years, passenger seat, guiding steering, and all that type of thing. Right. So yeah, doing a lot of work on the XML and the mod and Giants editor. As I said, this is a fantastic mod. It looks brilliant, but there were just some things. It has some issues and some things are missing. And I'm just trying to kind of, I don't know what the word is, but I'm just trying to add it and make it as the best mod possible, if that makes sense. As I said, this is not my mod. This is AW Moddings. As I said, my intention is to work on the mod privately. Add things to the mod. I will then contact him, offer to send him my zip file for free. He can look at it. He can either accept it or reject it. It's entirely up to him, of course. You know what I mean? He doesn't have to do anything. He may be doing his own thing. He may be updating the mod. You know, hopefully he is. Maybe the version that he posted on it is just a first preliminary version, a beta version. I don't know. But he may be doing updating things and that type of thing. Hopefully he is, because it's a fantastic mod, and it deserves a lot of it deserves to be recognized and stuff like that. So yeah, and I've been doing work here on the files here as well. Adding some things and that type of thing. So yeah, a lot of work. We're going to be adding more sounds and that type of thing as well. So there's a lot of stuff to do yet on the mod, right? So we shall just take a quick look, I guess. Right, so we have the RBR Enterprises Vector 380. So I've got the specs here. So you've got the models, you've got the Vector 380, Vector 430, max speed is 83 kilometers an hour. Starting price is 250,000. I've made some adjustments based on information I've garnered from the internet. Power ranges from 380 to 430 horsepower. Working speed is 26 kilometers an hour. Weight is 16.7 tons. Once you add in the fertilizer, obviously the vehicle is going to get heavier. The working width is 18 meters at the moment. Transmission is manual. You've got your diesel and DEF, you've got your fill types, and you've got a Cummins engine. Showing you some of the kind of the shop options here at the bottom, and then kind of the some of the mods that eventually it will be using, like dashboard live and vehicle years and that type of thing. So we'll just quickly kind of go through it. You can see some of the little changes that I've made to the mod, the shop options and stuff like that. So yeah, this is very much early stuff, work in progress. Once my game team is working on a mod at the moment, so he's not available. So I've been doing just stuff that I'm able to do, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Blender work is not my thing. That's his wheelhouse. So I just able to I'm just kind of tipping away at it and doing the kind of things that I'm able to do. I don't profess to be any kind of expert in XML or Giants editor or anything like that. I've just learned through working on mods and just looking at mods. So I've renamed some of the shop options and made changes and that type of thing, right? So you have the Vector 380, right? Okay. So you have the tank option, you have standard, you have extension. Okay. So you have engine setup Vector 380 and then you have Vector 430. Wheel setup, I've done some work to the wheels as well. I've kind of changed their position in the nodes and stuff like that. So I've made some minor adjustments to the wheels to kind of make them look a little bit more accurate to the real world. So you have the floaters. You have the floaters big, so different diameter wheels basically. You have the row crops, and then you have the row crop wide. So their position kind of moves outwards. Raven crop guidance. So if you look at the side here, you have Raven row guidance. You have no or yes. So the sensor, and I've added a display brand picture for this as well. So the sensor is on the side here. This is basically a real world piece of a kit. So if you look in cab, right? So the top monitor here is connected to that guidance sensor, right? So you can turn it on and off. Okay. Window tint. Okay, that's not changed. Front skid plate. So there's a skid plate at the front here at the bottom. For to protect crops and stuff like that, warning triangle. So this is I've added this new. You can add a warning triangle to the back here. Okay. The extinguisher, I've made that a shop option now as well, so you can add or take it away. So GPS. So again, I've added my own GPS terminal to the top here. Okay. And if I go in cab, then you have an object change with the bottom monitor, so they're all linked together. And then basically, I've added the license plates. I think I don't know if I mentioned that before, but yeah, I've added front and rear license plates to the mod. Okay, so the license plate there, and we have a license plate at the front. Okay, quick look around. So this is your Raven sensor. Now, eventually, what I'm going to do here, so you have these two pieces here. So these should be glass pieces, and then behind that there should be a lens, like a camera lens. That's going to require Blender to do this. So I have to wait for my games team to look at that. So as I said, I changed the position of the wheels. This is kind of what they look like now. I looked at real world pictures, and this is kind of a little bit more accurate. Again, I changed the so in the last video these were kind of a grey color. Now they're metallic look, and all these pieces down here. So basically anything that was kind of a grey color is now kind of metallic. So just change the material colors, like in here as well. So yeah, I'm gonna have to put collisions on all the mod. Let me just show you an example of what I mean by collisions. So if I back in here, see that? So you can see how far that there's no collision. Look, see that? So there needs to be proper collisions put on the bed, and basically I just redo the whole lot. Put collisions on everything. Here is your new lights. So as I said, we redid all the lights, and the lights work a lot better now, and they behave the way lights should be, I guess. That makes sense. So for example, if I turn on the lights now, so the glass is now illuminated and they reflect on the ground. So that wasn't in AW Modding's mod. What he had was, he just had to stop just that, right? So I've actually, as I said, we kind of fixed that, right? The reflectors have been redone. They now blink. So that's a new thing that's been added as well. So AW Modding's mod the reflectors didn't blink. They're static all the time. So now they're actually they behave like proper reflectors, and you can put them left or right. As I said, we've redone all of the light nodes, so this is what the light nodes look like now. Okay, so you have your side lights, and then you have your full set of lights at the front here. Big A, how are you? How are things? Thank you for tuning in, appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. We have the beacon light. So yeah, we have the beacon light there. We're going cab. I've added a clock, as you can see up here. See the top piece? So the original AW modding had no clock. Now this is a placeholder. It's a clock, but it's not a live clock. So eventually what I want to do is say, for example, the in-game time now is 3:01 in the morning. So I want that clock there to be functional, you know, at work, you know. See that look? So that's what it kind of looks like now, right? So that's that green LED. I've added that in. Good doing this. Just happened to be scrolling through YouTube on lunch. Oh, thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate that. So yeah, again, eventually, this dashboard screen here, I want all this functional. So you know, I want, you know, the usual stuff that you would expect to be displayed. You know, the information displayed on the screen here. This is just a static image at the moment. So we're going to get all of that kind of done. Again, eventually these screens will, you know, will have like dashboard live and that type of thing, you know, and get some functionality into the screens here. Okay. So again, eventually the plan is to have interactive control into the mod. So you'll be able to turn on the engine. You'll be able to turn on the various buttons up here, the lights, the beacon lights, you know, the work lights, that type of thing via interactive control. Eventually, this door will open and close via IC. So, you know, there's a number of things that can be added to the mod. Okay. So we'll go back to the mod again. I'm not doing too bad now, sir. I am not doing too bad. So yeah, you know, it's a, as I said, it's a fantastic mod, you know. Another thing I notice here, so the brake pedal and the accelerators, you know, the pedals on the ground here, where the, so if you look here, look, there's no player inside. Look, see that? Right. So that's the way AW modding had his mod. So the player character needs to be added in cab, right? Animations need to be put in place for the foot pedals. You know, they need to, you know, be animated and move. This joystick here needs to be, you know, move backwards and forwards. You know, animations. You know, the usual stuff that you would expect from a mod. You know, I mean, for example, if I get the brew in here, right? So you've got your character in cab, right? Give me 1 second there, guys. I've got a phone call. Sorry about that. Do apologize. Just had a call there, an unexpected call. Let me do this again. Yeah, right, we're back. So that was the an installer. We're getting a new, one of these new digital electric meters, that type of thing. So getting it installed tomorrow morning. So he was just, arranging things. Right. So let's get back to this. Right. So you can see here. Look, you can see here your throttle here is animated. Going backwards and forwards and that type of thing. And you can also see that the pedals are animated and that type of thing. So all that stuff needs to be added into the mod eventually. Obviously, you have your wipers, animation, that type of thing. Obviously, you have your display here, your screen. You have the in-game time, 11:05. All the various, the dash here works. So once again, all this stuff needs to be added into the RBR here. But it's a work in progress into that type of thing. I also noticed as well that there's no logo on the back seat, right? So in the real world vehicle, there's an RBR kind of brand logo on the seat. All right, thank you, Gremlin. Appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. So we're gonna get that added into it as well. I don't know if there's any wipers on the rear in the real world. I'll have to check that out. I'm looking over, real world pictures of the RBR here to try and get a reference to what it looks like and stuff. So this is what your lights look like now. Okay. So yeah, it's a really good high quality mod. Now, as I said, if you look in the description, you'll be able to download the mod directly from AW Modding, okay, from his itch.io page. As I said, he's done a fantastic job. It's just missing certain things that would make it a superb mod, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So as I said, what I've been trying to do is I'm just trying to add in the blanks, the missing blanks or whatever into the mod, So I've even over here, I don't know if you can see that, I found a picture of the VIN plate online, and I've actually added the VIN plate for the Vector here. So I've added that in there. So it's all small little stuff like that just kind of adding to the the overall quality of the mod. As you can see, you have your license plates here, and you have your license plates over here as well. So yeah, it's definitely a work in progress. It's far from done. But as I said, I just wanted to make kind of a quick video for you guys, just so you could kind of see it. But definitely, guys, check out the original modder and his itch.io page, and download the mod. I think it's really worthwhile. At the end of the day, it is a self-propelled fertilizer and lime spreader. It's not reinventing the wheel, but the 3D model as well is just fantastic quality, and he's done a great job with it. So it's a new brand to Farming Simulator, and hopefully this brand will actually be in Farming Simulator 25. Hopefully, American brand. I definitely would like to see a lot more American brands in Farming Simulator 25. I think that the American Farming Simulator fans have been, I guess, I don't know if neglected is the word, but they could certainly, they need a little bit more love and TLC, I think, Right, my friends, there you go. That's kind of a quick video from me, and that's kind of an update on the RBR Vector 380 from AW Modding. So, my friends, I'm going to say thank you all very much for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I do apologize for the taking the phone call there, but, life, Anyways, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. And God willing, we shall see you again in the next one. Take care.